Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Hard to believe this week marks 30 years since Boyz II Men released its debut single, Motownphilly. I caught up with founding member Nathan Morris of the top-selling R&B group of all time. Sir, thank you so much. It's an honor.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
You founded the group, right? You're the eldest founding member of the group?
Yes, sir. That's me.
Take me back to that moment, that first time you rounded up the boys. Did you really back in school dream about this every day and started the group and here we are?
Yeah, they actually dreamed about it every day. I just made a group because I was bored. We come from a musical background. We went to the High School for Creative Performing Arts and, we all studied vocal music. I actually was in an orchestra for like 3rd grade to 9th grade anyway. I played trumpet. So I got stuck in a performing arts school, and I really wanted to go to a school that had a better athletic program because my goal was to play professional football. But my mom forced me into this school, and I was bored and had nothing to do, so I figured I'd make a group. That's how I got started.
What position were you on the gridiron?
I would have played either wide receiver or tight end. I'd have bulked up to play tight end.
All right. You're okay with how everything turned out, though?
I can't complain. Not at all. I would have retired like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you heard the four of you all harmonize? Did you say, wow, this could be something?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, that's the thing that kind of kept us all together was what we heard come out of our mouths. We hadn't heard from, anything else that we've ever done, personally, individually, or outside. So, we just fell in love with the sound that we could make.
Absolutely. And take me to the first time that you guys heard something of yours sort of blow up on the radio. What was the first one? Was it Motownphilly?
Yeah, it was Motownphilly. I mean, all of us were, in different places when we heard it. I mean, Sean and I actually happened to be together driving in my then sister-in-law's car and almost rode off the highway at that time.
That's so awesome. Where did that one come from? Who wrote it?
Actually, Sean and myself wrote it. Michael Bivins gave us a concept and said we should write a song about Motownphilly. At that time, we happened to be on Motown Records, and we were from Philly, so, we just decided to come up with a story about, how we got started and where we came from and give people a little insight to, Philly and what we were about. Yeah, and we actually wrote that in my backyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, yeah, I mean, that thing features so many of your cool little harmonies and runs, your dot up the dot, all that stuff. It said, this is who we are and we're here to stay.
Yeah, that's definitely, it was all, set up to give a little piece of what we were musically and personally in our chronological history, I guess you said.
Speaking of chronological history, let's run through it. Just tell me where you were sort of when each of these came about. End of the Road, how'd that one come up?
We got a call that Babyface wanted us to do a song for his Boomerang soundtrack that Eddie Murphy was in, and we're big Eddie Murphy fans, so there was a no-brainer for us. We just went in and recorded it in Philly. I mean, we did it in like a day because we were on the road like crazy at that time, and we did the song, recorded it, and didn't hear back about the song for about 3, 4, or 5 months, and all of a sudden it came out and started climbing the charts.
It definitely climbed. How about It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday?
That was a song that we used to sing back in the day at a bunch of funerals. We used to be the funeral group. Every time somebody died, they called us, so we used to sing that all the time, and then we just decided to put it on our album.
Perfect. I loved your second album with the Roman numeral 2 on the front, the blue cover. I love Thank You. Feel like that's one of your more underrated ones. Do you agree? Do you guys still play that a lot?
We don't as much as we used to, but it is a big favorite of ours. Kind of stripped down version of Take 6, and which we looked up to. So it was that was one of we really loved that record.
Love that song. Well, while that one's a little underrated, I'll Make Love to You was a massive hit. Where did that one come from?
Well, that was a song we didn't want to do. We told the label that we didn't want to do it because it sounded too much like End of the Road, which it did. And, artists sometimes want to change and do different stuff. And the label said, we don't really care what you think. We already heard people say that this is a hit, so you're going to sing it and put it out, and that's what it is. And there's I'll Make Love to You.
And it was a hit. Almost as big of a hit, On Bended Knee. Where did that one come from?
That was a song we just fell in love with as soon as we heard the instrumental of it. I mean, Jimmy Jam played it for us, and he sang on top of it, had some really, really horrible vocals, but we really didn't care because the music was just so beautiful that we knew once we got on it that it would be magical.
And Water Runs Dry, and a similar story with that one?
Well, that's a song that we actually sat down in Babyface's house. I think this was a couple days after the big earthquake out in L.A.
Oh, yeah.
We went and sat down with him and sat around a guitar, and we kind of wrote the hook to Water Runs Dry. And then a couple days later, we got in the studio, and Face had finished up the rest of the song, and we went and knocked it out. So
you knocked it out of the park when you knocked it out. What?
Thank you, sir.
What about your guys' duet, "One Sweet Day"? One of the great sad. You could play it at a funeral. You mentioned funerals earlier. You could play it whenever, but it's just it's a chilling goosebump song.
Yeah, we got a call that she wanted to work with us, and we all got in the studio, and she let us hear the song she was working on. And it's ironic that I happened to be writing a song that was similar at the same time about our road manager who had passed away, and so we actually got in the studio and we combined it, both of my song and her song, and we came up with "One Sweet Day."
I feel like it came out around the same time as the Puff Daddy Biggie song, the goodbye song.
I think their song was out first.
That one was out first? Okay. I'm trying to get the timeline. All right, well, I know your next album was awesome. It had 4 seasons of loneliness on it. And here in D.C., we get all 4 seasons, but tell me how you converted that sort of into talking about a romance, but through the seasons.
Yeah, that was a Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis record, man. And again, it was one of those beautiful songs that we heard and we just fell in love with. I mean, they just got a certain sound, man, that just kind of tough to turn their songs down.
And on a Mother's Day, playing "Song for Mama," where did that one come from?
Oh, that was actually another soundtrack. Babyface was doing his record label thing at the time, and it was a song for his movie soundtrack, and we wound up putting it on our album.
And another one, I feel like a lot of people don't remember, but your Christmas album. I love "Let It Snow," which was a completely different take. It's not the old Dean Martin "Let It Snow" lyrics. It's your own one. I love it. And "Silent Night," I thought that worked perfect for your harmonies. Do you guys still get requests for that around the holidays?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, normally we're in Vegas during the holidays, so we wind up doing some of those songs while we're here.
Yeah. Now, I know the big fella has left, and so it's not 4 anymore, right? Now it's 3 of you guys, right?
Yeah, he left in 99, 2000.
Wow. I'm sure you miss him, but at the same time, it's you guys you're still doing your thing.
The show must go on. You got to keep it moving. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that want to hear the music, and you can't just stop it.
Exactly. Let's close out sort of on this note. A lot of people don't maybe not realize you guys are the top selling R&B group of all time. Like that, I feel like a lot of people don't even realize that. That means you're knocking out Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, the Temptations, Four Tops, Motown.
Jackson 5,
yeah. So do you think, we had this debate in the newsroom the other day, because NWA got in the Rock Hall. I personally think they're sort of the roll, there's rock and there's roll.
Right.
But do you think that there's precedent for you all to get in? Because you don't think Boyz II Men rock guitar, Rock Hall of Fame, but honestly, it's sort of expanding and the precedent's there.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, you don't think NWA is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame either because it's rap music. But, I mean, I think, it's 25 years we were actually candidates to be in now. So one of the things is you have to be in the business for 25 years or something like that. So we're on the docket. It's just a matter of if we get in. I mean, our very first American Music Award was for a rock category, our pop rock category. So,
nice.
I mean, it wouldn't be anything new. It's just a matter of people want to put us in.
I think you guys absolutely deserve it. If all those Motown groups are in, then Motownphilly deserves to be in because you guys are you're the top selling. You've outsold them all. So
yeah, it would be nice. It'd be great to have your kids show up and see your dad go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It'd be nice.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep, as our entertainment editor, I'm gonna keep up that drum beat because we need to get y'all in there.
I appreciate that so much.
All right, Nathan Morris, thanks so much for joining us. Boyz II Men, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks so much for joining us on Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Remember to hit the subscribe button and give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.